So welcome to today's session. So I am Dr. P. Balamurgan, Department of Civil Engineering, M. Kumarasamy College of Engineering. Today I am going to share my research and the importance of groundwater. So groundwater is nothing but first of all I am going to discuss. I am going to explain about the water here. Pen. Okay. So before that, so what is water? So water is nothing but H2O. So two numbers of hydrogen and one number of oxygen. So it is a water. So why we are going to why we are giving more importance to H2O, that means water. So water is very much mandatory for it is very much important for our human life. So the classification of waters is there is two different types of classifications. One is a surface water, another one is a groundwater. In 100% of the water, around 97% of water is surface water and only 3% of water is groundwater. It is a rough survey in all over the world. In 97% of the water is fully contaminated. Why it is contaminated? So because due to industrialization, rapid increase in population, excess utilization of water for industrial purpose, more amount of water has been extracted from the ground level, more amount of water extracted from the surface level also. So here we are going to discuss about the importance of water, and also moreover the important thing is groundwater. Why I am giving more importance to the groundwater means nowadays it is a very much declined. The status of the groundwater is very much declined. So let me explain what is the groundwater. So groundwater is a valuable gift of a nature. It is a natural gift. It is generally spread over all over the world inside the earth surface. That means below the earth surface. So it is present only in this rock and structure of the soil patterns and different natures. That means soil patterns means there is a gap between the two solid particles. That means voids. So groundwater, that means water present in the voids, it is called as the groundwater. Generally the water present below the earth surface is called as the groundwater. So it is a most important one for a human being. So for our survival, for human survival, the groundwater is the most important one. So the form of groundwater, the groundwater is a significant element of the hydrological cycle. So see, the hydrological cycle is nothing but the process of 4 to 5 elements. So one is evaporation, so another one is a condensation, precipitation. So after precipitation, the rainfall water gets runoff, and another one is infiltration. The runoff water gets flow through in the upper that means higher surface to lower surface, and collected in the lower portion of the earth surface, and some amount of water is percolated, that means infiltrated into the ground level. That water that amount of water is we are called as a groundwater. So once the groundwater is contaminated, it is very difficult to treat that. When compared to surface water, the surface water we can easily treat it. We can easily identify the what contamination is presented, what are the things, what are the chemicals were presented in the groundwater. In surface water, in groundwater, it is very difficult to identify what are the sources, what are the contaminations, what are the level of contaminations are there in groundwater. So it is very difficult to treat. It is very difficult to change the nature of the groundwater. So in world, it is a general survey. The world has already started seeing the effect of groundwater pollution. So for example, the groundwater, if I consume more amount of groundwater in a day, for I am consuming averagely 4 to 5 liters in a day. The groundwater contains more amount of nitrate. Kindly note it down. So if I am consuming more amount of groundwater in a day, for example 4 to 5 liters, the groundwater contains the high amount of nitrate, high amount of fluoride. Definitely it will cause some severe diseases in my normal body. If the water contains the heavy metals, that means arsenic, chloride, lead, it causes serious effects. That means cancer, or else some serious defects on our health issues. So it is very much important to know about the quality of drinking water, quality of groundwater for drinking and agriculture purpose. So here I have noted down that it is very important source of groundwater is the most important source for drinking as well as the agriculture purpose. So the next one, so in that view I have referred lot of literature surveys for my research, for my research work, I have referred to a lot of works. In that one, first one, Guldeep in 2019, he has investigated the groundwater, that means the characteristics of groundwater using spatial distribution. Spatial distribution means nothing but the GIS software, Geographical Information System software. He used the spatial distribution, that means GIS software, to evaluate the hydrochemistry, and the another one is a hydrochemical suitability of groundwater for drinking purpose in their study area. So he done his research in North India. So he used GIS software and also hydrochemical evaluation process. So that means the contribution of earth surface, earth metals to the quality of groundwater. The another one is Chandan Kumar 2016. He also gives the more importance to the several parameters. So several parameters means what are the there is a different types of parameters are there, direct parameters and indirect parameters. The indirect parameters which is directly affect the nature of groundwater. Indirect parameters we can identify that where it is presented, where it is the source of the indirect parameters. So he gives the more importance to the indirect parameters and find out the groundwater dynamics. The another one, Syed, he also find out the groundwater potential map. So what is meant by potential means he has identified the where the sources are available in below the earth surface. So like that there is a lot of literature I have go through that. In that, Sachin 2019, he has evaluated the physico-chemical characteristics of groundwater. So he has evaluated the physico-chemical characteristics of groundwater. In which area? It is a highly disposal municipal waste disposal area, that means landfill area, dumping area. He has taken the groundwater sample from the dumping area and evaluated the physico-chemical characteristics. Why it is important, sir? Why? Because the waste contains a lot of chemicals. If in a dumping area there is a 1 to 2 days, for example, there is a 2 or 3 days rainfall, means the precipitated water, that rainwater percolated in the ground level, that percolated water contains the more amount of chemicals. So that percolated water reaches the ground level, it automatically contaminates the entire quality of the groundwater. That is why Sachin has taken the groundwater from the dumping locations, that means municipal solid waste dumping location. The next one, in 2018 and 2016, many researchers and scientists are giving the more importance to the groundwater now when compared to the surface water. Why means the source of surface water is very much slow. Nowadays, due to the industrialization, I already discussed, I already told, due to disposal of municipal waste, rapid increase in population, industrialization and urbanization, these are the major factors which affect the source of surface water. And then here in the year of 2018, there is a lot of research have done in the groundwater when compared to the surface water. In that water quality index, cluster analysis, Piper diagram and Gibbs diagram, these are the diagrams which are these are the things are tools we can easily identify the level of contaminations. Okay, these are the things I have go through before initiating my research work. And okay, I'm going to do some research. Okay, what is the scope of my research? So the broad scope of my research is to assess the physical characteristics and chemical characteristics when compared to the biological. I'm not giving more importance to the biological characteristics. I'm giving only to the physical and chemical characteristics of groundwater. I'm choosing a very most popular city in Tamil Nadu. That is Salem district, using GIS techniques. So GIS is one of the tool. I have already told the water quality index, Piper diagram, it is one of the tool. using tools used to assess the groundwater. GIS is one of the tool which is represent the quality of groundwater, that means the contamination level. And my objectives, my first objective is to find out the characteristics. Before evaluating the contamination level, I have to know about the general things, that means the basic knowledge in the groundwater. So I have to characteristics the physical chemical parameter of the groundwater in my study area. And the second one, I have evaluated the groundwater for drinking purpose by using water quality index and for by using irrigation index for agriculture purpose. There is a two different tools I have used in my second objective. One is for drinking purpose. For domestic purpose, I have used water quality index. For irrigation purpose, I have for agriculture purpose, I have used irrigation indexes. Let me explain the third one. This is an important objective in my research. I have predicted the water quality index value. That means for drinking purpose, I have predicted the water quality index value using machine languages. What I am predicted, what are the data I have needed. So for predicting water quality index, I have needed the historical data. Historical data means if I am taking the water sample in the year of 2010 or 2015, I have needed the data in previous 50 or 20 years. So I have collected the previous historical data of the groundwater in a specific location. After that only I can go for the prediction using machine language. So finally I have represented all my research outcomes, research finding using a ArcGIS software. So this is my methodology. See, there is a 5 different steps I have simultaneously started. So one is a groundwater analysis, another one is a preparation of thematical map, so another one is a field work, the next one secondary data collected from the government side, and last one is a prediction. Here I have started with the groundwater collection. So groundwater analysis. In groundwater analysis, the next step is sample collection. I have collected the samples in my study area. For example, Salem city contains the 13 different taluks. I have chosen the 13 taluks. Before going to start my project, before going to start the sample collection, I have chosen only one specific taluk, which is very much busy in people movement and industrialization, urbanization, increase in population, whatever it is. So I have chosen the very much busy taluk in a Salem city. After that, I have selected the sample location where I am going to collect the samples, and then after collection the samples, I have evaluated the physical chemical characteristics, and then last one is a unit conversion. The unit conversion plays a major role in a groundwater characteristics. So the general unit is the unit of groundwater is ppm. That means the R milligram per liter. So if I evaluated the calcium, that means calcium is 75 milligram per liter, means so 75 milligram per liter. The concentration of calcium in groundwater is 70. For example, groundwater is 75 milligram per liter. That means in 1 liter the concentration of calcium is 75 milligram. So there is another one unit is there. One is ppm. So another one is a equivalent. That means we have used for the only conversion process. That means calculation process. Let me explain in detail next. The next one is a preparation of thematic map. So in preparation of thematic maps, I have needed the land use land cover map. So without knowing this, I can't evaluate the samples. I can evaluate the level of contamination. So land use land cover map, geomorphological map, and preparation of the final study map. So after that, I have carried out the field work. That means the sample collection. So this one is a very important. What is that? Means water profile identification. What kind of water profile is already existing in the study area? What is the maximum depth of the water source? What is the natural, that means the earth metals, what are the earth metals were present in that area? So after that, I have collected the sample field validations. And secondary data, it is one of the most important for the secondary data is which is used for the prediction process only. So what are the secondary data I have collected? Means one is the rainfall data, which is the climatic condition in the study area. water level. In 2010, what is the water level of the water? What is the water level in that particular location? In 2020, what is the water level in a particular location? So after that only I have evaluated the groundwater data. Even PWD, that means Public Water Department, contains the water quality data too. So after completing this work, I go for the prediction. So I have selected some specific algorithm for my research work, and calculation of a water quality index, and prediction using Python. In my objective, I have generally described the machine language. Just I have told that I am going to predict the quality of water using machine language. Here I have mentioned that specific software for prediction, that means Python. So after completing of this work, I have given my output to the GIS tool. Why I am going to give means the GIS is the one of the effective tool to represent the contamination level. It is a GIS is the one of the important tool for an environmental engineer in general. So I do also follow the GIS tool for improve my strengthen my research work. So after given the GIS tool, I have prepared the spatial map, that means water quality index spatial map, irrigation spatial map, and predicted water quality spatial map. After that I go for result and discussion, and I have summarized my research work. And the next one, study area. So see, I have already said I have chosen the Salem city. It is one of the biggest, fifth biggest city in Tamil Nadu. It contains two different rivers. One is Manimutara, another one is Kaveri river basin. The total area of the study area is 5205 square kilometers. That means 5205 square kilometers. So what is the major importance in that study area means? It contains the more wealthy minerals. So one is a magnesite, bauxite, granite, limestone, quartz, iron metal. This is the important specific reason why I am selecting this study area. So it is the most wealthy mineral deposit in Tamil Nadu. So still now there is a different mines are still now working in Salem district. So one is the magnesite mines, another one is bauxite and limestone and quartz. These are the different mining still it is operating. So the total area forest area is 1,25,682 hectares. So I have already mentioned that the major industries are magnesite mines, cement factories, refractory bricks, aluminium manufacturing. I have missed one thing, the steel plant also, it is still active in Salem district. So this is my Salem study area. So totally there is a 13 numbers of taluks are there, 13 taluks are there in Salem district. See, this one is a field study. I have identified the location of water. I have studied the water profile. See, I have used some advanced techniques. In that name of the equipment is water detector. So water detector you use to identify the groundwater table. That means depth of groundwater table. So by using the geophysical sound, so I have measured and identified where it is located, what is the depth of the groundwater. See here this diagram, that blue color indicates the source of the groundwater, that brown color, the light brown color indicates that presence of rocks, that dark blue indicates the source of groundwater, that brown color indicates that the source of rock. So this is how I have identified the water profile in the specific locations. And this is my one of the study area. So I have chosen the Valapadi Taluk in the Salem district. So in India I have extract the Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu I have extract the Salem district. In Salem district it contains the 13 taluks. Out of 13 I have specifically studied the Valapadi Taluk. So this is the way I have collected the water samples. See, the water sample should be collected in the clean water bottle, that means the polyethylene water bottles. It should be clean and pre-washed with using some type of chemicals HCO3 chemicals. By using that chemicals, I have pre-washed my water cans, that water bottles. After that only I have go for collection process. If I collected the water samples, I have labeled the steady area with some sample location name S1, S2, S3. See here, I have labeled in the water can caps S1, S2, S3, like that. So this is the standard way for collecting the water samples. Okay, so after collecting the water samples, so I have evaluated the specific parameters. That means there is a different characteristics of waters are there. There is a physical characteristics are there, chemical and biological. I have evaluated only two parameters, only two characteristics. One is physical, another one is a chemical. So in that physical, I have studied the temperature, color, and order. These are the things. In chemical parameters, pH, electrical conductivity, calcium, magnesium, total dissolved solids, hardness, total alkalinity, chloride, potassium, sodium and sulfate. So these are the some techniques where I have evaluated. In some of the equipments I can easily take out to the field, and some of the equipment instruments are the some of the parameters are evaluated using a instrument. Some of them are using only titration method. So see, I have find out the suitability of groundwater for drinking purpose by using the water quality index. The total steady area is that means 444 square meter. In that, only in pre-monsoon season, only 32.9% only excellent, and in post monsoon 16.73 square kilometers only excellent quality of good water. That means excellent quality of drinking water. So remaining things are the poor quality. So here I have explained in these two diagrams. The first one, the blue color indicates the excellent, and the green color indicates the good quality, and this yellow color indicates the permissible limit, and last one is a doubtful. In doubtful locations are highlighted in the map. This is why I am using this GIS software. See, this one is a Piper diagram. It is a it indicates what are the chemicals which is presented in the groundwater. It is the easiest way to identify the presence of chemicals. How, sir? See, if the samples belongs to this side, it contains the calcium and magnesium. Belongs to this side, it contains the sulfate and chloride. So this is how I have evaluated the groundwater. See, another one is a suitability of groundwater for irrigation purpose. So I have used the lot of indices are there. First foremost and important effective way of evaluating the groundwater is for irrigation purpose is sodium absorption ratio. The formula is Na divided by root of Ca plus Mg divided by 2. In my study area, there is 0% of zero amount of water for excellent purpose. Only is the good and permissible limit. Remaining 2.47 in pre-monsoon, 2.51 in post-monsoons are unfit for drinking, unfit for irrigation purpose. By using percentage sodium, I have evaluated the percentage of samples, how much numbers of samples are contaminated. In pre-monsoon, totally 13 samples are excellent, and 26 samples are belongs to the good. Permissible level 18 samples, doubtful 34 samples, and unsuitable 9 samples in a pre-monsoon and 7 samples in post-monsoon. The another one is ratio is Kelly ratio. It is another way of explaining the quality of groundwater. So the next one, so magnesium hazardous. So why it is I have taken the magnesium hazardous means magnesium plays a vital role. Mg2 plus plays a vital role in a human health. That is why I have taken this one, even in the human health and also irrigation process. For improving the growth of the crops, magnesium plays a vital role. That is why I have taken the magnesium hazardous value. And the next one, residual sodium carbon, like that I have already discussed. I have already told the importance of sodium for irrigation purpose and permeability also. This is the statistical analysis I have used to find out the concentration of chemicals in a specific study area. Finally, I have concluded my study in 3 different way. One is drinking for suitability of drinking purpose, suitability of irrigation purpose. I have recommended the degree of treatment also. In my study, in my research findings revealed that Attur, Gangaveli, Shangagiri districts, taluks are needed the only primary level of treatment. That means sedimentation, flocculation you need. Fluoride concentration is high amount of fluoride concentration was found out in the Mettur and Omalur taluk and Mettur, Omalur and Kadiyambatti taluk. So for that purpose I have recommended the dilution and activated alumina based treatment process for a particular locations. So this is all about my research. Thank you.